Welcome back to iVillage Live, the show where your thoughts count. If you log on to iVillagelive.com right now, you can chat with us and other viewers around the world. Now, we were just talking about keeping your kids entertained during vacations and long road trips. And Happy Girl 321 wrote in to say, my kids always bring their laptops and use their headphones along with those. Nanny B saying they changed the destination to entertain their kids. They would go camping to keep the whole family happy, even though she personally didn't like camping so much. So if you don't like a tent, perhaps you prefer a house. Guy has some tips on that front.
We've got some great tips. You know, house hunting can be a very daunting task, but if you're armed with the right information, you can find your dream home, and in no time. Suzanne Wong, who's the host of HGTV's House Hunters and author of Guide to Happy Home Buying, is here, and she's going to get you on the road to home ownership. So welcome, Suzanne.
Thank you, guys.
I love your show.
Thank you.
It's such a cool show. It's so much fun. And, you know, right off the bat, I got to ask you, is home ownership still like part of the American dream?
Absolutely. I think that's why House Hunters is the #1 show on HGTV, because everyone seems to have that in common.
Yeah.
You want to be able to plant your flag and say, this is mine.
Yeah, there's something about that. You know, I can remember, there are certain events in my life that I can truly remember. I remember, like, buying my first car, and it was like, oh, I finally have something that's mine. But a home is a whole different sort of psychological thing. I mean,
it's a great investment.
Yeah, it's sort of the breakaway of becoming a real adult, so to speak. So you're going to share with us a bunch of different tips. What is the first thing, the first step we should take in home ownership?
The first thing you want to do is check your credit report. It's crucial. If you have a good credit score, everything about your loan is going to go more smoothly. And if you don't know what it is, you can go to homeloanlearningcenter.com to find out how to check your credit report. It's very simple. And if it's not good, there are steps to take that are very systematic to improve it. Because I don't know about you, but I'm an Asian overachieving perfectionist. I'm used to doing good on tests. My credit score used to be terrible.
You know, I went through the same thing. I had it, you know, when you're a kid, you don't realize when you're a kid, you know, you make mistakes and you just don't think these things are going to follow you. But until you need something like a car loan or a home loan, and they're like, well, wait, what is this thing from this store?
Maybe I shouldn't have paid those bills late for 7 years.
So get that done ahead of time and make sure that you've got that all cleared up. A lot of sort of preparedness, so to speak.
Exactly.
What about talking about lenders? How do we shop for a lender? Should we go to a bunch of lenders?
You definitely want to shop for a lender because this is so crucial. Again, it's probably the biggest investment you're going to make in your life. So you want to find a lender that's reputable, that's good for your neighborhood, somebody that you trust who has experience. And again, you can go to homeloanlearningcenter.com to find a reputable lender in your area.
Yeah, and I also would talk to some friends. I talked to people who had been through the experience before. Because again, you know, when you're especially first-time buyers out there, you don't know. I mean, I knew nothing about
it. You need a good lender, and you want to get pre-qualified for a loan too.
Okay, so let's talk about when we've got our lender done. Our credit is all clear. What's the next thing we should look for? I mean, you talk about making a wish list.
Yes, make a wish list. Get really specific and have fun with it. What's the architectural style? How many bedrooms and bathrooms? What about the layout? What about the decor? And, you know, make a scrapbook. Cut out images, photographs, magazine pictures, maybe fabric swatches and paint colors, and really visualize that dream home. You know, Olympic athletes use visualization to go through a race in their mind before they actually do it. And there's actually a quantum physics reason called the law of attraction for why visualizing helps you manifest. Yeah, there's a scientific reason why visualizing helps you manifest.
Well, you know, and I think you have so many different decisions that you're going through when you're buying a home, and I think it can be a very confusing and often very frightening experience. I mean, you want it to go well, but at the same time, if you're not clear as to what you're looking for, that's going to, I mean, you may take something that you're not happy with.
Exactly. That's why it's important that you do your homework. The way to de-stress is to be informed. So really do your homework when it comes to a realtor, when it comes to a mortgage broker, but especially with a home inspector. I don't know about you, but I did not do my homework with a home inspector, and it cost me $10,000 because he didn't tell me that homes built in 1929 might have cloth-covered electrical wiring, which is a fire hazard. I needed to spend $3 grand doing that. The chimney wasn't regulation height above the roof, so I had to spend $7 grand on that.
I did the same thing. I bought a little beach house in St. Pete, and it was built way back, and I think it was built in the 20s or 30s, and asbestos. I didn't even think about that. They said the siding is all asbestos.
And exactly, you have no recourse after you close escrow. You can't go back to the sellers and say, oh, there's something wrong with it. Okay,
so, you know, we've got all that taken care of. There are some things that unfortunately, for some of us, you know, after you've already bought the home, it's kind of too late to find out, oh my goodness, I didn't know I had, you know, the crazy neighbor down the end of the street that does this, or the guy across the way that's, you know, constantly, you know, backing his car up in my driveway, things like that. when's a good time to check and see how your neighbors are?
Well, one of the things that people don't ever do is go after dark.
Yeah.
You know, the neighborhood might be great, everything's peaceful and lovely during the day. What is the neighborhood and home like after dark?
Yeah.
What are your neighbors like after dark?
Right.
Is it loud? Is there anywhere to park? You know, I heard of a story where people had neighbors that every night would work on their Harleys as soon as the sun went down.
I'm laughing, but it's like,
It's
it's
true.
almost like, man, if you can kind of avoid that stuff if you go there.
And not just after dark, but at all different times of day. What if at 6 a.m. every morning there's all these airplanes that go by and rattle your china in your cabinet?
I was going to say, so should you be? I mean, you should be really forward with your realtors too about this stuff. I mean, should they allow you to go into the place whenever you ask to go into it, especially if you've seen it once or twice?
At all different times of day, and also talk to your neighbors. Walk around the neighborhood. Your neighbors don't have any vested interest in whether or not you buy a place.
It's true.
So they'll answer you honestly. You can also talk to the local police station and say, "Can you tell me about this building, about this neighborhood? Is it safe?"
It's such a huge decision that people make in their lives, and it really does pay to just take the steps, learn, get your information, walk around the neighborhood. Lots of great stuff. The book is wonderful. We love your show.
Thank you
so
guys.
much, Suzanne, for being here. And Nama's got some more information for us, and some people in our chat room too, right?
Yeah, of course, people are talking about their own home buying experiences. iJoy72 saying we're in a 1901 Victorian. Beautiful, but a lot of work you've got to think about before you buy whether you want to take on that kind of responsibility. Nanny B saying buying a home is still a huge old deal, even though she's been through it 6 times. Scary even if you love the home, and building one is even worse, so pause before you take that route. Well, of course, you will want a fab kitchen in that new home. When we come back, showing you how to fill that kitchen with the freshest foods all year long. You're watching iVillage Live.